Taze Thompson taking this one up. Lily Shannon flying up the left side. Leaves it off. Thompson, beautiful feed and a better save from Beck. Got the glove to the body. Closed up the seam. Shannon leaves it off for Jovetic. Tori Mariano slides it on down. Shannon couldn't quite handle it. And Carmen Elliott going to try to break out for the Crusaders. They got 9 minutes left to try to tie this game up. Mariano fires down.
That was a great little mini back check by Peyton Anderson. I just love how hard she goes. She was able to pit pocket Holy Cross, and
Mueller takes it away, goes behind the net, fires Knoll, and it stays out. Puck still loose in the slot, and it finally is kicked away. Came very close to beating Madison Beck.
That was a great job by Holy Cross's Smithson, like battling with Chloe in front of the net right there.
Up to Arar at the blue line. Mueller skating in. She's got a chance. Stays out. Beck just got to the post.
Holy Cross is doing a great job cluttering in front, making it so hard to get the puck through. We talked about that before the game, and
when Mueller's going to the box, and she is not happy about it slamming down the stick. I mean, an emotional player to be sure, but this is a different gear that we're seeing from her as Holy Cross going to go to the power play. So you get to see the last chance here just stayed out. I think it caromed off the post before one of the Holy Cross skaters kicked it away. Northeastern getting to the doorstep and is now going to have to contend with 2 minutes short-handed as Mueller goes to the box. It's going to be an interference minor. It was the one that sent the Holy Cross skater's stick flying up about 15, 20 feet in the air. Swing wide to Lang Fells. This is the first power play we've gotten in more than 35 minutes of game time. Serum dumps down. Moreau with a centering pass, but nobody there to receive it. One-timer, Serum whiffs on it, though, and Mariano's going to have a chance. He's going to try to dump it down, and it gets all the way through.
that was a great job by Mariano. She could have done the easy thing and go backhand up, which is harder to get the puck out, but instead she switched the puck to her forehand and was able to fire it down the ice.
Cirilla trying to weave through traffic. Holy Cross has got a power play success rate of 14%. That's good for 9th out of 10 Hockey East teams. Northeastern's killed off 90% of their penalties as Abby Marone gets a valuable stick in the mid-slot. Minute left on the power plays, maybe going to be the best chance Holy Cross will have to tie this game up. Only the second penalty of the game that called against Northeastern. Holy Cross had a couple themselves, all within the first 10 minutes of play in the first period. 40 seconds to go now as they mount their charge. Smithson into the offensive zone around Marone. Pokes it over. Darcy Johal below the goal. Edmonds, Holy Cross still keeping the puck. 25 seconds to play with. Centering pass, Knoll pokes it away, and here comes Chloe Arord, the shorthanded queen. Can she do it again? Yes, she can! The Holy Cross killer once more, and the Huskies have doubled their lead. 12th career shorthanded goal for Chloe Arord, and you just knew it was coming.
That is such a Chloe goal. This is what she does. Whenever she has a breakaway, goalies study up because that's her thing, and it works so many of the times, and it really is the shorthanded goal queen. It's so impressive.
13 seconds of power play left for Holy Cross, but the shorthanded goal, the Huskies' specialty over the last few seasons, comes into play once more. Another loose puck here. Who's going to get to this one first? And Min, not wanting a repeat, just beats Taze Thompson to it. Penalty expires. Northeastern beats Holy Cross to the punch, and now back to even strength. 5 minutes, 40 seconds for Holy Cross. And a challenge, as the lead doubles, the challenge triples. The surging Husky team as Mariano slides that one just to the right of the goaltender Beck. Northeastern's going to keep this one in, though. Abella and Holmes scrapping for it with Via Graves and Marone. Back to her line mate. D to D to Poulin LaBelle as the puck ultimately squibs down below the goal line. Skylar Irving with that speed beating everyone to it. The Civ chants raining down from the student section. And Madison Beck, who has had a stellar game by just about any measure you want to use. Oh, and there's a bad spill there. Michaela Leo in the middle of the ice and slow to get up. A delayed penalty called here, so Beck heads off the ice. There's a stick loose. There's all kinds of chaos here. Borgil ultimately dispossessed by Mueller, and that'll bring the whistle. It's going down as a 5-minute major for contact to the head, so Holly Abella's going to be hearing or watching the rest of this one from the Huskies locker room. And with 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go, Holy Cross, we thought one of the power plays, and there's a goal! Borgil from just south of the blue line gets it to go. And her first collegiate goal comes at an extremely opportune time.
Rashad King, Chris Doherty, Harold Woods, Masai Troutman, Bryce Johnson, the starters out there for Bill Cohen. For Dane Fisher, it's the Dorsey brothers, Gabe and Caleb, alongside Chase Lowe, Trey Moss, and Mateus Case to get things going in the second half. Troutman on the drive, Troutman to the rim and slithers his way to 2.
Yeah, he's asking for the end one, but tremendous jobs going to the hoop, really aggressive, going strong, and finishing at the basket.
Huskies continue to make their living in close, as Danny mentioned a few moments ago. And they have evened this game up. Case missed Dorsey on a cut through the middle. Instead, they'll run out on the perimeter. Step back. Shut off nicely by Johnson. Long contested three from Gabe Dorsey, and once again, they force him into a difficult look.
You know, you have to watch your feet if you're in the corner shooting a three, but Gabe Dorsey had to watch his feet as he was almost standing next to coach. That's how far away he was.
There have been a lot of long tries from downtown for both of these teams. Rashad King thought about a shorter one. Instead kicks to Woods. Beautiful spin into the paint with a left hand, and he scores. Tough move from Harold Woods, and the Huskies retake the lead.
Yeah, I love these head fakes that Northeastern's doing. They're getting their defenders out off the floor, and then they're driving the basket.
Chase Lowe trying to drive the basket. What a pass over to Caleb Dorsey in the corner. Back to Lowe. And the layup won't go down. Some good passing for the Tribe, but could not put that final stamp on it.
We're going to see Sean Haupt re-enter the game for Chase Lowe. Doesn't look like they're setting up in that same pressure as we saw in the first half that was working so well.
And Dane Fisher throwing some different defensive looks at the Huskies. I mean, the Tribe have had to play this way all year, where with a depleted roster, they know that foul trouble is a little more dangerous for them than it is for most teams. How do you keep being aggressive when you know you can't get into foul trouble? As Bryce Johnson gets it to go off the bounce. That will not count, but it sure delighted the fans, didn't it?
And to answer your question, a lot of it just comes down to good defensive fundamentals. If you can stay with your fundamentals, you're not going to foul guys, but you're going to eliminate easy possessions.
Sean Haupt looking to direct some traffic. Dorsey off a double screen. Huskies once again cover him well. He shoots anyway, and no good for Gabe Dorsey. 2 of 7 from downtown as the Huskies move to run. Johnson, tough layup, won't go. Doherty's tip won't go. Rashad King's won't go. And that's off Doherty and back to the Tribe. And the Huskies 3 bites at the apple, but can't quite keep it down.
Strong effort there by Bryce Johnson. Really good job of trying to get that creatively into the hoop. And then Doherty and then Woods or King on the tip. Don't get it to go.
What can the Tribe do with a Huskies team that's playing them aggressively? They can pull up and nail a jumper in Chris Doherty's face is what Gabe Dorsey wants to do. Moving into the mid-range and showing that he's not just a three-point shooter.
Yeah, you know he can score. It's not just from three, it's from anywhere on the floor. He just happens to take more threes than anyone.
17 shot attempts on Thursday night, 14 of them threes, and when you're making them at the clip that he was, it's hard to argue with that. So Bryce Johnson's going to grab the Huskies another possession as he gives way to Jared Turner. Ty Hamilton checks in for the Tribe. So both teams going for a little bit of added height here as Caleb Dorsey takes a rest. 36-36 in a game that has been defined by its defense, defined by its rebounding. Doherty putting the crossover on Hamilton, drives right to the basket, and that's too hard to stop.
Yeah, Chris Doherty was salivating over that matchup. He had Hamilton in good positioning, was able to just drive to the hoop and get an easy one.
Around Doherty and scoring is Trey Moss to return the favor. But to your point about Doherty, he will lick his chops sometimes when he sees a guy like Ty Hamilton. Doherty's given up 3 inches, but he's got an advantage of about 40 pounds. And stepping on the end line is Harold Woods. That's the second time the Huskies have fallen victim to that particular miscue.
And it's not just size, it's also maturity. I mean, Doherty's been in the lead for a long time. Hamilton's a newer guy, so for Doherty, he has just so many tools in the toolbox that for a guy like Hamilton, it's tough to guard.
And we've also seen how Chris Doherty has grown in his years on Huntington Avenue. When he showed up, he was, a strong body. He had good athleticism. He could finish around the basket, but beyond that, he was limited. Didn't really have the free throw shooting we see from him now, the mid-range. As Case knocks down a long three, that one looked too smooth. But as Doherty continues to grow, it's really expanded the package of not just what he can do, but what the Huskies can do around him.
Yeah, and he's an elite passer, so when teams focus on him night in and night out, it's up to him to get the ball and then find another guy.
Well, alongside Lucas Sakota, he's at the team lead in assists this season. As he starts a circuit of passes there, it ends with Harold Woods driving and earning himself a pair of free throws. It's going to take us to a break. Stays close between the Huskies and Tribe, prepared to battle it out to the wire here on Nesson. Stick around.
But now it's Cam Maldonado. There is no hotter bat in the CAA right now. And on a team with a projected top 3 draft pick and a couple of high-powered veteran transfers, he has been the best hitter in the lineup so far this season. And there you go. Clean single into left field. McGregor was off with a pitch. He will go to third and just beat the throw. So the hit and run works brilliantly for the Northeastern Huskies. They have the Pride cornered with 2 out.
So for Maldonado, he rips this ball over Floridas, and there is a slight hesitation. McGregor's off, and watch on contact, he slows down a little bit as he approaches second. Now, that is not because he thought he might get doubled up. There are 2 outs. That's because he went from having to go for a straight steal into then needing to alter his route and round second base. And he was just able to sneak in there ahead of the throw.
This is a Huskies team that values its base running as Maldonado off with a pitch, and he's going to have it stolen without a throw. 18 for 18 on stolen bases for Cam Maldonado this season. Thief remains at large. And now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 out. And the designated hitter Carmelo Muzacchia looking to put the Huskies on top. Fought off the hands, chopper to second, charging it is Rosso. He can't make the play. And the Huskies take the lead.
Now, you be the judge here because hit or error, Muzacchio's moving down the first baseline pretty good, and the second baseman, Rosso, is back. So a long way to charge in for Rosso. If he gloves and throws, probably has him. It requires a great effort to do so. I might still lean infield single with an RBI there.
At the moment, it's being ruled an error on the second baseman.
Okay. If so, 5th of the year for Rosso.
So Adam will be going to fight our official scorer at the inning break. But it's going to be an unearned run for Nemjo. Not that that's his primary concern at the moment. His primary concern is the shortstop Spencer Smith. So the Huskies still have runners at the corners with 2 out, and now 2 runs in. Off for second goes Muzakia. The throw goes to third. Maldonado alertly back to the bag. And the Huskies have their second stolen base of the inning.
Yeah, I like that. Great idea by Brugman. Maldonado, if he was going to bite on the throw, he might have had a chance there. So that was drawn up, of course, in advance where Morash was sneaking behind Maldonado, given that exact situation.
Second and third, 2 out, 0-1 pitch to Spencer Smith as he takes one by his shoes for ball one. It's the home run from Danny Crossan that the wind picked up and dropped into the bullpen. And then a walk to McGregor, hits from Maldonado. Muzakia reaching on the air. And throw in some quality base running. Here we are. Line drive, right field, base hit. Scoring is Maldonado. Scoring is Muzakia. Smith takes a big turnaround first and dives back just in the nick of time. And the Huskies have a 4-1 lead.
Well, the 2 runs score, and they would have scored. The timing play, as we see a little bit of chaos at the first base bag, Northeastern would have a 4-1 lead, but a gripe to be had here. A double tag applied by Bailey. Thought he had Spencer Smith not once, but perhaps twice. And so Northeastern lives to tell about that.
Smith off with a first pitch, the throw down to second, and this time they got him. Strong throw down from Brugman. And if Smith was safe at first, he's out at second now, and the Pride bringing justice to the universe in their eyes. 4-1 Huskies after a full inning. We'll be right back. 6-4 Towson. Peleg. Arleo with a hand this time and sneaks it through the block.
Smith and Jordan do come together to block it on the outside, but Arleo's block on an angle gets the deflection, and it goes right down.
Yeah, the block just wasn't set up in time, which is something we haven't found ourselves saying often about the Tigers' front line this weekend. Usually been very good at anticipating the Huskies' attack, and Jordan's been very good at anticipating with those back taps. But Gillespie gets it through the block this time, and the Huskies starting to bite back. Fierce stuff from Leilani Gillespie. The most runs she's had in over a month, and she has responded. Zier, Peleg, Arleo, it's stuffed, it's up into the rafters, but too close to the net where the Tigers and the Huskies are back in front.
Pretty good run right now for Northeastern after dropping down early in this set. Now 3 straight points for the Huskies.
A critical run for them with Marika Wirth serving. As you mentioned, 3 straight, the attack starting to find its rhythm, find its chemistry. And Towson needing to make some adjustments to the blocking scheme, perhaps, to impose the control they had in the first set. Here comes Wirth. Tough dig from Hess. Free ball for the Huskies, perhaps not. It's a free ball for Towson.
Couple of good defensive plays both sides.
Blocked at the net, Zier and Arleo. They go wide to Barrett, and she's wide of the mark. 4 straight for the Northeastern Huskies.
Huskies doing it with defense on this point. They scramble a bit, but force it over the other side. They make Towson make a play. And Barrett's kill attempt goes wide on this near side, as the Northeastern defense has found its footing in the last 4 points, all taken by the Huskies.
Out of the back, it's Chaich. Tipped off the block. Krishnamurthy with a dive. Once again, it's Arleo, and this time the block beat her there.
And that's a frustration block by Smith, who comes together, shakes her head as she gets out of that block. Met her at the net. Her and Jordan this time come together for a successful denial. As Smith, who was frustrated with a missed block attempt a couple of points ago, that time just throws it down and puts an end to that Husky run.
Krishnamurthy digs it out. Can the Huskies make something of it? Not quite. It's a free ball for the Tigers. Up top, Chaich. Vicious stuff from the senior. And Towson pulls even. Arliel off the block to the back to Barrett. Now Barrett out of the back. Oh my goodness. The leaping ability, the strength of Victoria Barrett on full display. And Towson back in front.
16 kills yesterday for Barrett, now 6 in this contest today. She's taken a bunch of attempts. We'll make that 7 kills now for Barrett, matched with a game high with her teammate Lazda.
Zier wants herself a kill. She's got another. Back and forth we go. Neither team giving an inch. And now the Huskies perhaps understanding, Calvin, that this is as much a must-win set as they have played this season.
Absolutely, we touched on it. You can't go down 2-0 in a game you got to get.
Especially to a team this good with a setter that talented. Sarah Jordan once again finding the soft spot. We saw a couple of those from her yesterday. And a player who reads the defense as well as anyone in the conference. Marika Verthi, one of the leading blockers on this Husky team with Shepard and Zier. Tough serve to handle, but Stewart just does it. Wallace, short dig. Beautiful stuff from Annabelle Zier. What an adaptation in midair.
Well, the Huskies need to run, right? How are you going to do it? Well, you're going to make plays on both ends. Zier looking at the defense, sees the double team coming on the block and punches it home. Big point for the Huskies. They need more. Down by 4. Towson 2 points away.
Donovan goes short. DeMongo. Truscott takes care of business. Huskies within 3. Streak of 20-win seasons interrupted, if you even want to call it that, by the COVID year where simply not enough games were played. But back to this one where Northeastern's trying to make a run and continue. Juliana Truscott on Lazda.
Monster day for Truscott yesterday, double-double in the loss. This is her biggest block of the day as she gets that left hand of the Mazda shot and gets a big point for the Huskies, who have life late in this third set.
4 consecutive rallies won by the Northeastern Huskies. Tough serve from Donovan. Onaga digs it out. Wallace, Truscott, shove shot, dugout. Lazda for some revenge. Truscott says no. Berth with a quick attack. Truscott with the dig again, but it's not close enough. And Towson has themselves a match point.
Really good rally there. Got to Barrett a couple times, and when she got it for the final time, saw the soft spot on the near side, 2-hand touch over, and now it's match point for the Tigers.
Sydney Stewart to serve. Is this the last point of the regular season for both teams? Truscott doesn't want it to be. Once again, Juliana Truscott coming alive in the third set for the Huskies.
Huskies need to win 3 straight points. That is 1. Hanging around. Need to get the next 2 to extend this third set.
Marika Verth to serve. Jordan, Barrett, off the block. Huskies will play it. Zier adjusts to the tap. That one's out of bounds. The Huskies are still breathing. 24-23 in this third set. Towson still a point away from winning the regular season title. Northeastern trying to hang around. Barrett, Donovan with a clutch dig. Out of the back, it's Verth. Free ball. Stewart, Jordan. Barrett, Donovan keeps it alive.
She's been so big in this third set.
Huskies get it over. Another chance for Towson. Lazda, Donovan is there for a 3rd straight time. Truscott. Sneak shot, Onaga saves it, but that'll do it. For the 5th consecutive year, the Towson Tigers are the top seed in the CAA tournament. They finished the year 16-2 in conference play. They will be the top team to beat. And for the Northeastern Huskies, they will await the results of the William & Mary UNCW game to figure out if they will be joining the Tigers down in Maryland later this
Minute 15 to go, 3rd and 6 from fairly deep in their own territory, and they're going to have to make some serious moves here if they want a shot at punching one in heading into the locker room. Talon Rellan, sophomore quarterback, Coming into this game, 627 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 8.6 yards per pass attempt. And these stats, for the record, not including their last game against Chelsea. Over the middle, Tyshawn Jackson still on his feet, finds the seam and down at the 30-yard line. That was the gain they needed. 31-yard advance.
I'll tell you, Breland put this right on the money because he had to split the two defenders. Excellent catch by Jackson, and we all know he has the ability to tack on extra yardage. Under a minute to go.
Still very much a chance here. And now the snap, Relin looking right. Finds Bell. Bell gets a block. Bell's got the sideline. Still in bounds. And finally forced out at the 9. 21-yard gain.
Okay, English has 2 timeouts left. They may want to think up there. 37 seconds.
Some nice moves here in a closet's worth of space from Takari Bell. And now 1st and goal with 37 seconds remaining in the half.
Like you said, English definitely wants to capitalize before halftime, and 2 big passing plays, getting them in position.
Handoff, Corey Collins, jukes right, touchdown Eagles. The most efficient of drives gets it done.
Yeah, Collins made a nice move. I think Latin was thinking pass given the time left, but like you said, that little juke move gets Collins free to the end zone.
He shook August Groh and gave himself all the space he needed. Corey Collins with yet another rushing touchdown, had 6 on the season coming into this one. And now a chance for 2 more.
Fullback again. That's the same play they used for the last time they made a conversion.
And they'll make this one. 30-14 the score, and a multi-score lead now as Anderson Guerrero polishes off the 2.
Fullback.
Yep.
First man through.
They've gone right through the thicket every time on that conversion attempt. And 30-14 now the score. Latin going to have 30 seconds to play with, so enough time for a hero play if they want to try it, but not a whole lot. And Alan, what's Latin got to do coming out of the halftime break to get back in this one?
Well, I think they have to just get back into their short passing game. They've been trying to go downfield, which has made it more difficult for George because, again, English is applying pressure with their blitz. They've sacked him a couple of times. They've made him, they forced some bad throws a few times, and that's the adjustment. I mean, you can't do a whole lot with the offensive line at this point. So just go back to your strength, let George be in the pass option situation.
Ball caught just inside the 30. A nice little run back here for Latin, coming from Marcus Brown, who, for whatever it's worth, 3 receptions on the season for just 42 yards, but 2 receiving touchdowns. Can't be a whole lot more opportunistic and timely than that. But 22 seconds left now, and Latin's got time for, what would you say, maybe 2 plays at this point?
Well, the clock stops after first down. They have 1 timeout left. Probably they might have 3 or 4 plays if they hustle.
See how much they can squeeze in. Douglas George back out on the field. To take the snap, look to throw, goes right, completion to Hayden Cooper DuPont up the middle.
That's the slant play. See, the clock is going to stop if they hustle up, which they've been doing. They've been going no huddle anyway, so they'll be right in position, but they'll use that last timeout.
38 yards to gain and 15 seconds in which to gain them. George looking downfield.
Plenty of room.
He's got room to throw indeed. He's going to keep the ball and go for the sideline. out of bounds
He
around
gets
the
a first
25.
down, gets out of bounds, but there's only 5 seconds left. So now that time English did not come with the blitz. They covered everybody. But again, because George is the best runner that Latin has, made it a big play. He just used, down to 5 seconds.
1st and 10.
The English is setting up in a zone coverage in the defensive backfield.
1st and 10 from the 23. 5 seconds to go. George looking for somebody. Rolls left. Still on his feet. Fires. That one's going to be picked off. English with a chance to run it back. Tyshawn Jackson by the sideline. Still on his feet. Oh my goodness! All the way back! 80 yards to pay dirt!
The third to last event on the day is the 100 fly. And in lane 4, third from the top of your screen, the breakout star of the Northeastern swimming season, the sophomore from Singapore, Jamie Koo, swam a 53.41 in the prelims of this event in mid-November to take down a 5-year-old school record. Since then, a solid meet at New Hampshire to bring her individual win total for the season to a team best 9. Was supposed to go compete for Singapore in the World Championships in Abu Dhabi, but upon landing positive tests within the team, forced them all into isolation, denied them the chance to compete. Bad twist for Koo. Big opportunity missed through something they couldn't control. But she has the opportunity to pick her season back up here and notch a resounding win after putting the entire Northeastern community on notice. 4 lengths of the pool in the butterfly here, and Koo already with a half body length lead over everyone. The sprinter among sprinters as she flies to the wall for the first turn. Staying in the dolphin kick well past the halfway mark. And Koo with a full body length. This is supposed to be a sprint event. 25.9 at the first turn for Koo. Could she have another record-setting swim in her? Body length and a half now over the rest of the field. 2 body lengths for Koo. She turns for home. In the dolphin kick to the halfway point, Jamie Koo rocketing to the front, wins this one going away. And Jamie Koo with another fantastic swim for her team leading 10th win of the year. You don't always see swimming events, sprint events, won by this kind of margin. A full 3 seconds better than the next best swimmer. Jamie Koo with another electrifying win. 10th of the year, 4th of the year in this event. She has got it under lock and key.